Glen Ansell from Tangent Solutions. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer. Today we're going to be chatting to Brandon Alston-Stewart from Intellicomms, a member of the Fed Group.
Yep, I'm Brandon Alston-Stewart, CEO of Intellicomms and representing Fed Group company.
Okay, so Brandon, I'd really be interested in chatting to you today about how you as Intellicomms and the Fed Group have harnessed the full potential of Office 365.
Well, I think the most important thing about 365 is just around collaboration, most importantly, just allowing your organization to be able to collaborate efficiently and functionally, and giving everyone the capability and understanding of being on the same page and having your organization optimized. And I think Microsoft was the perfect platform for us to go along with and to kind of walk the journey with, in terms of all the other exciting features and functionalities that kind of run around Microsoft. Besides the collaboration, you have your SharePoint, and you have your OneDrives, and you have all of those types of file repositories that you can that you're able to utilize. And then as well as your teams, and in terms of VC video conferencing, and what the kind of flexibility that allows you around meetings and efficiencies as well. So it was really a no-brainer for us.
So Brandon, in engaging with Tangent, what were the technical challenges that brought you to start putting together this partnership?
Well, so as Intellicomms, Fed Group is one of the customers that we service, and we also have a number of other clients that utilize Microsoft as their product suite inside their organization. And we just kind of found that we were growing quite quickly as a business, and found that we were lacking a skill set, and quite a unique skill set. And we all know Microsoft can be a very complex product to get a very good understanding, and we just thought that Tangent was the best suited partner for our organization. They just believed in our vision, and they believed in where we wanted to go with this, and we were small, and they put a lot of resource behind us, a lot of confidence behind us. And we started a journey with them, and the journey's been going on for about 2 years now, and it's a prosperous one. And it's just just as I said, it's very, very resource intensive to understand Microsoft really, really well, and Tangent was just a no-brainer for us as well.
So Brandon, talk me a little bit through why Microsoft and Microsoft Office 365.
Well, I think the best way to explain it is really the flexibility and the scalability around Microsoft. Microsoft is the world leader in what it is that they do, and they do it really well in terms of, and they have such a diverse product offering. So some certain workers in your organization might only have certain requirements, and in terms of costs, which every organization these days has to look at, you can really predetermine and kind of understand and cater for the needs of specific individuals within your organization. So it's not a kind of umbrella one size fits, or like an umbrellaed approach, or like a blanket approach of like one solution, that take it or leave it. It's very diverse. It's got numerous product offerings and at different price points, which is great.
And where would you say you're currently sitting down that journey? Are you just sort of scraping the tip of the iceberg, or do you feel that you've really adopted all products pervasively through the organization as you would have liked to?
No, I think we're really still scratching the tip of the iceberg. I think that there's still a lot of in-depth knowledge and resource that we'd like to tap into in terms of actual organizational structures, and getting deep involved in that. And I think that Microsoft is definitely has a product suite that we still would like to investigate a little bit more in terms of your co-pilots. Sorry, no. Not your co-pilot, so your Power Automate, in terms of process optimization and license optimization in the same breath. So I think just with that, I think there's a lot of stuff that we could definitely kind of run down a path with, in terms of where we want to go with the product and how deep we'd like to go with the product.
Okay, you touched a little bit on Copilot now, and it's an exciting product that's just recently come out. Talk to me a little bit about AI and where Fed Group as well as Intellicom sees AI playing a role within your organization.
I think AI is phenomenally exciting and scary at the same time. There's a lot of hype around it at the moment. It's a real good buzzword. And I think for Intellicomms, definitely, I mean, even with Fed Group, I mean, you know, we're deep into the Microsoft journey. Specifically, if I had to speak about them as one of our biggest clients, and you know, we definitely are going to adopt Copilot very, very soon. It's just about understanding how best it fits into the organization and the optimization and the efficiencies that it can bring with it. But that, coupled along with AI, coupled along with a lot of other little bits and pieces of technology that I think are out there, are a very exciting part of our strategic roadmap going forward. And I think there's a big gap in the market for these types of optimization processes for organizations, and it's a massive cost-cutting exercise for organizations to be able to have that process optimization.
Okay. Look, we often talk about all the promise that technology can bring to organizations and the exciting opportunities, you know, that exist in adopting these technologies. But obviously adoption is easier said than done. How have you found the actual adoption of the Microsoft Office 365 stack with inside Intellicomms and Fed Group?
So like I said, I think that we've still got a journey to walk. I think in terms of adopting the optimization of the actual product itself, and I mean that's where we rely on you guys as tangents to kind of guide us as well and make sure. But I think it's fundamentally, I really believe that it boils down to a client. The relationship you have with your client and how willing they are to kind of walk a road with you. You know, you can, like you say, you can have all these promises of optimization and what it can do and what it does do for your organization. But you know, I think if you've got a good working relationship and a good trusting relationship with your customer, you know, and I don't believe you can go wrong or get worse. I think it's a little bit of trial and error to see where it's gonna best fit. Like you say, one size doesn't fit all, and that's once again the beauty of Microsoft, is that you've got to be able to walk a journey and bump your head here and there and just be able to be flexible and change direction and have that flexibility.
So obviously we've touched on some of the technical value around some of the product lines inside of Office 365, but I'm really interested to understand a little bit about what are the sort of business outcomes that you've seen in consuming some of these product sets?
Well, I think it's just given us, I think, ease of service to our customers. I think, you know, just in terms of optimizing their processes, in terms of their internal organization, it gives us a little bit of clarity on what it is that they're doing and a little bit of better understanding of where their pain points are as customers, and it kind of increases our turnaround time and our ability to service them, and it increases our processes and makes us look efficient as a business.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is you basically have found improved customer experience and reduction in turnaround times, that or rather lead time to turn around for the processes that affect your customers?
100%. And also it's the delivery and how quickly we're able to get those customer services or those customer experiences and services into our customers' environments. And you know, I think those turnaround times are quite quick, and it's you know, the product does make it quite easy to get in there and to get those functionalities up and running and easy to use and quick turnaround times.
So, I mean, Brandon, we know obviously there's often resistance inside of organizations when talking about change. Obviously, as you decided to go and adopt the full tech stack of Microsoft Office 365, I'm sure there must have been resistance. You're going to have different employees that have different maturity levels from a tech perspective. How did you tackle that as Fed Group?
Yeah, I think I mean within Fed Group, you know, we've adopted the process, and the process has been in play for quite a while now in terms of that. But you know, still new things come out, and I think it's the onus lies on us in terms of just educating the user, you know, and making the user believe in that this is going to make their life easier. You know, so a lot of people are stuck in old habits and old ways and don't like to adopt new technology. But you know, it's up to us. You know, to make them believe and make them understand as to how this is going to really make a change in their work environment and just make their life easier at the end of the day.
So, Brandon, if I were to ask you, what would you say is the most valuable attributes about the relationship between Microsoft, Tangent, Fed Group, and Intellicomms that sort of stand out for you, having made this deployment, rollout, and journey that you're on, the success that it is right now?
Well, I mean, I can give you like a real life example of the collaboration and the involvement with Tangent First Distribution and Microsoft. I mean, we've got a strategic roadmap plotted out of where are we going in the future. So Microsoft and Tangent have got very involved. They're coming through to our actual organization, sitting with our heads of business, sitting with and understanding the struggles, understanding the frustrations, and getting a real deep knowledge of what we've got and what we need to have, and optimizing it as to where we want to go. So it's not really just a product dump and there we go. We've kind of sold something. It's really about embarking on that journey with you and giving you that support and that real like personalized touch is what's really made a difference for me.
So as Tangent, I mean, that is an important thing, and it's great to hear that you're essentially saying, if I understand you correctly, we're walking this road together.
No, 100%. I mean, that's why I said in the beginning, we've walked a road with Tangent, and they've always been there by our side to help us and assist us with the products that we need, and the advice that we need, and the guidance, and also the maintenance of that product. The product is not just a people might just think, oh, it's just a license and it's just there and it just works. But, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes in terms of, making sure that it's working, making sure that, all your renewals are done properly and correctly. And, and we rely on Tangent heavily to do that. So as a partner, they've really helped us grow. And it's from our point of view, if a Tangent had to let us down, we would essentially let our client down, which it's a reputational risk, and for us. So it's very important to choose your partners right, and we feel that we've chosen right, and we look forward to the journey ahead.
So Brandon, obviously Fed Group delivers financial services products to the market. So concepts like risk, compliance, governance are obviously critical aspects that you need to look at when adopting any kind of new technology. Can you talk us a little bit through how Microsoft Office 365 has helped down that road?
No, definitely. I mean, it was, like you said, it's a non-negotiable in terms around of risk and compliance and the governance portion of it with inside Fed Group, and just in terms of document storage and repository, and where do you get your documents and who has access to those certain documents, are kind of all taken for granted. And those are types of things that we have to know that are in place and have the comfort in knowing that it's taken care of and that it's handled well. And with the adoption of the suite of products through Microsoft, we are able to do that.
So obviously, Brandon, mobile productivity and accessibility to data communication is critical in any business today. How has Microsoft Office 365 assisted Intellicomms and Fed Group in achieving those objectives?
Well, I mean, it's all seamless. You can kind of set up an email on your phone now, and set up Teams on your phone, so you can be, when you're on the road. We've got sales teams, and we've got, staff that's, sometimes working from home, and it just kind of gives you access into an organization just seamlessly, and no one really knows what happens in the back end, but it's so easy to use and kind of just taken for granted. I mean, you're always in touch with your emails, quick to respond, just efficiencies around who you are as an actual staff employee, and being able to collaborate with your team in terms of Teams, being able to being in meetings and being super productive in terms of your ability to deliver, and your work output is that much better.
So obviously it's great having the connectivity, mobile capabilities whenever you want to, but tell me, Brandon, how do you balance that work life with having this always on type technology that you can consume?
Yes, I mean that is a very difficult one, because I mean one tends to kind of get so entrenched into your work and always being online and always being available, and sometimes I think an organization's culture can drive that into staff, of that, why aren't you always available, because you have these tools at your utilization and at your disposal. So I think it is about being able to have the functionality and the features of just being able to turn it off when you don't want to hear from anyone from work or any of your customers or anything like that. So just those little bits and bobs make it actually quite nice, and it's a very feature rich tool to use, and to also let people know that you're on holiday and you want to take a bit of time out.
So tell me, I mean, as you go down this journey, are there any exciting new features or products coming out that you're excited to see land and launch with inside of Fed Group?
Definitely. I mean, we're doing we do a lot of our own automation and certain things with inside Fed Group as an organization, and we're very excited about Copilot as this new, also within AI and all of these buzzwords that are going around. But definitely Copilot is something that we are seriously looking at the moment, and that's where our journey with Microsoft and Tangent and First Distribution, and kind of collaborating very closely with all of our professionals in those areas of work and business, and understanding and adopting that technology. It's all very well going, okay, cool, there's this great new Microsoft product, it's called Copilot, but yes, how, the powers that be want to adopt the technology and therefore see how it can add value, but what is the real tangible value that it can add? So that's where we kind of walk the road and see where it can add those values within the organization and within your own specific organization, not just, like I said, not just this like overall blanket approach and like, yeah, okay, cool, this technology is nice to have. It's about what value is it really going to add at the end of the day.
So Brandon, I mean, how does Fed Group, obviously having adopted this technology, stay engaged with the broader community with regards to your training, upskilling, and understanding all these feature-rich tools and their updates?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's the great with Tangent and having them as a partner, and with Microsoft as well. They're always willing to help. They're always willing to, and like we all know, I mean, like we've said, Microsoft is a very complex product. It's difficult to understand every single feature-rich tool that you need, and all of its features and functionalities that it's able to offer. So, in terms of, we rely on the professionals to come into our organization and to guide us in terms of what it is that we need to be trained on, what it is that we need, and what is the best solution to offer our customers out there.
So Brandon, I just really want to thank you so much for coming to join me today, chatting about your journey and experiences of going into the world of Microsoft Office 365, and we look forward to sharing that journey with you into the future.
Yeah, no, and thank you very much for having me. I mean, it's always a privilege to be here and to chat about these things, and and we're just really thankful to Tangent, and we look forward to our journey together. And with Microsoft, it's going to be an exciting road forward, and I definitely think watch the space.
Cool.